Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening to this, gentlemen and ladies who come through. This is the Red Pill Ranger, and I am your host, the Red Pill Ranger. Okay, the post-COVID feminist abuse agenda. Lockdown abuse movies / documentaries. In my personal opinion, given everything I've seen with the whole COVID lockdown and the reports that have come out about domestic violence increasing in the homes, of course, people are home more than usual. They're home together, forced to be together. A lot of underlying issues that were going on in certain people's relationships are being brought to the forefront, and therefore violence. Personally, if you ask me, as far as violence goes towards women, men who don't hit women and don't beat women generally don't hit women and don't beat women. And for there to be a spike, there's just an out of nowhere some sort of spike in abuse, which I'm not condoning anyone beating anyone, so let's get that out of the way for those who like to nitpick. But the spike, where is it coming from? Because for me to accept this as it's being given and handed to me through leftist feminist propaganda media, I am supposed to assume that these men were inherently violent, and now that they're home, the violence is showing, meaning these guys are just waking up out of the bed, stretching, yawning, and then going over and slapping their wives and what's the reason? What's happening? And one of the things that also have come out through this, what I want people to recognize and realize is Better Bachelor actually did a video on it, I think a week or so ago, maybe a few days, about the increase in, the numbers that have shown that women's promiscuity, basically cheating is what it's called over here in the West and in the world today, that women basically cheat more than men do in relationships. So I say they cheat more, period, because I personally, again, have yet to meet a woman who's not cheated on her spouse, boyfriend, etc. at some point in time. So that's just that. But the reports have come out as far as that goes, the numbers is women are actually cheating more, and they have been. So let's put two and two together, man. Let's put numbers together. Let's say that it's come out that more women cheat, especially than they were given credit for before. So much so that it's comparable to men or more. And people are locked down together and abuse is going up. I think a lot of these guys, being that they're locked down, they're together, whether the woman is breaking down and telling them because he had suspicions, whether he is snooping and finding things, and whether he's noticed that she's more agitated easily and anxious and really want to get out, etc., and always in the bathroom on her phone, etc. Excuse me. These things are signs of infidelity, and it's probably because there is infidelity with most women in America, and so therefore you have to figure out why this violence is happening. Again, I don't think that you should just run around punching chicks in the face because she cheated on you, but at the same time, a man giving his effort, his time, his life, energy that he could direct somewhere else to some woman who is running around letting some other guy pull her from time to time whenever he feels like it and she feels like it, that could cause a lot of emotions to flare up. And we are still human, and we are subject to be controlled by our emotions if they get too high. So I think that's what's going on with that. I don't think that's the only reason. I think there may be violent men, but I think we have to look at the other side of that because we've already heard that side of the coin, the violent side, the violent men side of the coin. We've heard that. So what we're looking for now is the other side. And the other side is women that antagonize men, antagonize other human beings into striking them. And we're going to do a video on that probably later this evening because I have a real issue with women when they have no problem with getting in a man's face, daring him to hit her, antagonizing him to hit her, pretty much doing anything provoking to provoke this person to strike her, even including yelling the words, hit me, pussy, all those things. When they would not do that to women because they know that if they do that to another woman, they'd be in a fist fight. So the reason that you do it to men is because there's some society condition that we are supposed to accept your abuse. And you show that accepting abuse is not a good thing and is never a good idea because look at the way it's made you. They're little totalitarians running around. That's why the Red Pill Ranger is here. So, from all of this, I think that the feminists know that and realize that their time is pretty much up. So what's going on is they have to plan for a push, and they have no other legs to stand on. People aren't caring about women's rights and issues and your slut walks and all of that stuff. And we can be whores and housewives, myth, and all of these things. No one's paying that any mind anymore because there's serious issues going on. If I take you around the corner of my house, you'll see a whole center of the DCU center is full to the brim and surrounded by police and medical trucks where they take people who have tested positive for COVID in this whole area and they isolate these people in. So it's like things are really happening to the point where no one has fucking time to be giving a shit about your fake rape culture lies that don't exist and things like that. So I think that the push that they're going to have after this, the only thing they can grasp is that numbers went up in the domestic violence side. What they're not going to tell you is that the numbers at this point are pretty much split right down the middle when it comes to domestic violence. They are not going to tell you that when it comes to domestic violence, women are just as much as abusive to men as men are to women. They're not going to point that out. So what they're going to do is they're going to take images like this image you see right here, and they're going to make documentaries and movies about it. So I want you guys to remember you heard that here. All right. I don't know if I'm the first one who said it. I know to me, I'm the first one who said it because I haven't heard anyone say it. But I want you guys to remember this. Like, share, and comment on the video, please. Please share because it's a brand new channel and I haven't even invested time in sharing it yet. But please remember I said this. This is their only fight. This is their only, this is it. This is their only card. This is their ace in the hole right here. That numbers went up on domestic violence. So they're not going to tell you, in my personal opinion, let me say this before I continue, that women abuse men in a domestic violence setting, in a domestic setting, far more than men do women. And I believe that that is a fact because I know most men do not go and press charges or talk about being hit by a woman before. So the fact of the matter is, if we actually, every man to the number reported that shit, because there's plenty of women who can walk around and say they've been with 10 different guys, and in those relationships, at least more than half of them never laid a finger on her, no matter what was happening. Then you can have a man with 10 different women, and I guarantee you he will tell you that 7 of them laid a finger on him before. So I want you guys to remember this is going to be the push. The post-COVID feminist abuse agenda will be the lockdown abuse movie and documentaries about how misogyny and The patriarchy is still alive and well, and we need to, though people are going through real issues, we need to get back to, making sure we talk shit to men as much as possible. Crazy. This has been the Red Pill Ranger. Thank you guys again. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're so inclined.